Hello again, this is Joseph with Homeschooling Daddies, and today's episode is going to be about our rules. As you probably saw from our after of our room tour, that we have like 30 rules listed on our wall for our son. And it's not because we're mean, it's not because we're strict or anything, but we developed this idea from two reasons. One, we heard advice from many homeschoolers, and they all say have rules in place. Make sure that you have some sort of rules in place. And you know, I totally agree, and especially if you have a child that has ADHD, you need those rules. You need that focus that child can focus on to be able to focus his attention on not doing those things. But with a child like our child who has ADHD, has ODD, has SPD, and possibly BPD, that he needs a lot of focus. And so what we went ahead and did was we remember seeing a movie about Ron Clark. God, I can't think of the movie's name right now, but it starred Matthew Perry from Friends, and it was on this teacher. His name is Ron Clark, and this is his book, The Essential 55. And he used to be a classroom teacher. In fact, he won many awards as like Teacher of the Year, where he went and received an award at Disneyland or Disney World, and he was one of the top educators in our country, to where now he actually has his own academy in Atlanta, Georgia, where he helps students that are not succeeding or are falling through the cracks. He has a school that I believe is 2nd through 8th grade or 9th grade or something like that. But he uses these rules, and these are the rules he used in his classrooms when he was getting his students to succeed. He used to have some of the hardest classrooms with the hardest children, and by placing 55 rules in the classroom, he was able to turn that classroom around and have a classroom of nothing but stellar scholars. So, since I have a child with ADHD, SPD, ODD, and possibly bipolar disorder, we needed rules to keep him focused. And so I basically took the rules in here that would apply to my situation of homeschooling with just one child, because some of these deal with multiple children. It deals with a classroom basically for a teacher. So if you have multiple children in your homeschooling room, then this might work for you too. So I basically took what we could relate to, and also I took some other rules of him and maybe tweaked it around to where it would work in our situation. And of course I added some of our own. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take you around our room to show you the 30 rules that we have in place in our homeschool room. Alright, just one second. Alright, so here we go. Okay, rule number 1. When responding to any adult, you must answer by saying yes ma'am or no sir. Now our son is pretty respectful when it comes to that, but there are times when he forgets, and he's going on 8, but he seems like he's going on 13 sometimes, so sometimes he forgets to be respectful. So that's just to remind him. Rule number 2, make eye contact. So it's like we decided to use that one because we do notice that he does have a hard time making eye contact with individuals, especially when he's talking to them, and so we just want him to learn to do that out of respect. Rule number 3, respect others' comments, opinions, and ideas. And this we decided to put up not only for the classroom but in general, because we have noticed in certain situations, like in social situations, where he gets upset, by other people's comments and things like that. So we just want to instill the idea that other people might have ideas and opinions different than yours, but you have to respect them just like you would expect them to respect yours. Number 4, if you win at something, do not brag. If you lose, do not show anger. That's self-explanatory. Rule number 5, when we read together in class, you must follow along. So with this, of course, you know, it's like I want him, like if I'm reading a story to him or in one of his reading books, I want to make sure that he's following along. That way, if I stop, then, you know, he can continue on. Rule number 6, answer all questions with a complete sentence. So, and then rule number 7, classwork will be turned in each day for every subject by the end of the school day, no exceptions. So this is like what I told you, I believe in my prior video where I give you the room tour, that he has his own box, which is right there. And within the box would be assignments and things for him to do. And then he just knows to complete that by the end of the day. Rule number 8. When we transition from one subject to another, the change will be swift, quiet, and orderly. One thing with his special needs, he seems to chatter on about things or make situations longer than what they should. And so this is just, you know, to get him into the habit of, you know, saying, hey, we're done with math, we're going to go on to reading now. Rule number 9, when classwork is assigned, there is to be no moaning or complaining. This would result in a double assignment. Self-explanatory. Rule number 10, we must treat one another with respect and kindness. And of course, some of these too are for outside the classroom, for when we do field trips or social events with other homeschooling parents and their children. So these rules are not only for the classroom, but also for the general public too. Rule number 11, after we eat lunch or a snack, we must clean up after ourselves. Rule number 12, during PE classes, park time, or field trips, you will respect others and treat others as you would want to be treated. Rule number 13, when away from school, you will meet different people, introduce yourself, and remember their names. When we leave, shake their hand and thank them by using their name. So that's the 13 rules on this wall. And now let's go to our other wall. Alright. Okay, rule number 14, if someone bumps into you, even if it's not your fault, say excuse me. Rule number 15, when we are on a field trip, there will be no talking as we enter the building. Again, with the child with ADHD, like my son, it's like he's always talking. Okay, rule number 16, when we are on a field trip to places like museums or libraries, we will respect others by whispering or by remaining quiet. Rule number 17, when away from the classroom, if other kids are bothering you, tell an adult. Do not take the matter into your own hands to solve, which this is an issue with my son at certain times when his anger might get the best of him, and so he tries to take care of the situation and usually ends up blowing it way out of proportion. So number 18, be positive and enjoy life. Number 19, no cussing. And number 20, no talking back. Those are our big issues right now. It's like number 18, 19, and 20. It's just like when he gets into those meltdowns, it's like, oh boy, here comes number 19, here comes number 20. Okay, and I apologize for whatever noise you might hear in the background. That's our neighbor kids. They're outside playing football. Rule number 21, accept that you are going to make mistakes and learn from them and move on. Number 22, be honest. Number 23, if you do not understand something, ask questions. Number 24, do not demand things. Number 25, accept the fact that you will not always get everything that you want. Rule number 26, no hitting or abuse of any kind. Now, with the child with ODD, this is pretty common. They have trouble with their anger, so at times, it's funny, usually times, like not with other kids, but usually with their parents. So this rule is like reflective of us, I guess, and not to hit us. So that's why we put that rule in place. Rule number 27, Classwork would be done neatly and patiently. And then rule 28, no throwing objects of any kind. And then over here, rule number 29, stay focused on the tasks by using your listening ears. And then number 30 is be the best person that you can be. So those are our 30 rules. And like I said, even though since I posted these on our wall, I have thought of a few more that I might be adding. So, but that's something that you could do with your own classroom. You know, just keep on adding rules as you need to, you know, that will best meet the needs of you and your child to succeed in the classroom. So if you have any questions, just let me know. And again, the book is called The Essential 55 by Ron Clark. All right. If you have any questions or if you need to know the ISBN number of this book, just let me know and I'll be more than happy. Don't forget to subscribe below and keep track of our weekly postings of our vlog. And thanks for viewing. Take care. Bye.